Apparently, my positive opinion on low-level D&D characters is in the minority. Hi everybody, my name is Justin. Welcome to Game On, a show all about tabletop gaming from RPGs to board games and everything in between. So my phone sent me an interesting article about D&D, and most of the time the articles that Google sends my phone I just ignore, but this one was from Screen Rant and it was called Why You Should Almost Never Start Your Characters or your D&D campaigns at level 1, and I thought it was clickbaity, and it kind of is, but I read it. I will link to that article in the description. It's a less than a minute read. She makes 2 points that are good, but I think that if we kind of tune and tweak the way that we look at the points that the author makes, we can maybe come out with believing that low-level D&D characters aren't necessarily the world's worst thing. So the author makes 2 points, and the first point is that low-level D&D campaigns have low-level characters that don't have a lot of skills and proficiencies and expertises and magic at their disposal to help them overcome skills and obstacles, as well as, it doesn't even have to be combat. It can be anything that is kind of an obstacle in front of them. And I even understand that Gary Gygax, the creator of the game Dungeons & Dragons, insisted with a house rule that he start all of his campaigns at level 3. So yes, I understand that even the creator of Dungeons & Dragons himself did not like levels 1 and 2. And think about it, in 5th edition, 3rd level is when we start getting all of our cool things. That's when most classes get their subclasses. That's when you start really starting to feel your prime. That's when you get your 2nd level spells. You get a whole lot of things to help you overcome those obstacles that your DM is presenting you. So therefore, it should be more fun, right? I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. So a mechanic doesn't always need the newest, fanciest tools to get their job done. They can get their job done with the tools that they probably have already in their toolbox, and think about your characters as already having the basic tools at level 1. They're already adventurers. You got more hit points than a commoner. You can do way more things than a regular commoner can, and this is where I think people start to kind of not fully understand how powerful a level 1 character is. Yeah, you can get one-shotted by a troll, but you already are doing way more than what a lot of people in the worlds of D&D, your campaign setting, is. Now, another thing about low-level D&D that I really like is that it forces players to think with their minds and not with their character sheets. So, as a DM, when I present a problem to my characters, it does not matter what level they are. I like to ask them to just think it through, talk it out with me, what they want to do, what they want to overcome, and how they best think that they can do it. And then we'll go, well, that sounds like this kind of proficiency or this kind of skill or maybe this magic item, but you don't necessarily need to use magic or have your fancy skills, subclass abilities to get around something. Maybe there's an epidemic out there of DMs who are making encounters and obstacles that are way too difficult for their players, because especially at low level, all of the obstacles and encounters I'm building are able to be solved with the basic tools that even a level 1 character probably has. Actually, I know a level 1 character would have. So if you're a DM and you're making all these crazy things that need special magic or special abilities, and then you're complaining that your characters can't get past these things without those abilities, well, how about you make an encounter that does not need those abilities, that magic, that kind of high-end expertise that you're expecting these players to have at level 1 and 2. It's just kind of silly to expect a high-level or a low-level character to have high-level skills. You just build a better encounter, and I think that that's actually on the DMs here. That's why they're really screwing over the players and making the players think that they have to have a lot of cool abilities, skills, and proficiencies so that they can actually have fun in the game, when you can totally have fun in the game as just a level 1 character, and you can totally get over obstacles and encounters with everything that you have on the basic level 1 character sheet, at least if your DM is doing their job. So the second point that the author makes is actually quite interesting, and that is it's hard to build an encounter around the players that are low level. It's also hard to build a world around low level players. Well, That second point is really easy to kind of get over. Low level characters, you don't have to build a whole setting around them. They're going to get to, their second tier quite quickly, especially if you don't want them in their low levels for very long. Now, as for building encounters, I don't really like to build encounters that I know are going to kill my players. I don't. Are there DMs out there who aren't understanding how the action economy works? Here's a quick and dirty way of just calculating how your players are going to win. If your players have more hit points in total and they have more actions, they're totally going to win. If they're equal, there's a 50-50 chance, and it could go either way. Or if the enemy has more actions and more HP, the players are probably going to lose that one. But let's say that you're putting your characters into a fight that might be more 50-50. I've done that before. Lost Mines of Phandelver, the very first adventure module that came out in the box set for D&D 5th edition, that first goblin encounter can be pretty hard. I know I've heard some horror stories of players just getting destroyed because goblins can be pretty hard in this edition. And the thing is, I like to build my encounters where if there is a chance that the players are going to go down, the enemies are no longer trying to kill these people. And in the beginning, they probably never were trying to kill the players. They just wanted to knock them out, steal their stuff. You want a really good way for the players to get pissed off at an enemy, steal their stuff, or knock them out, and then leave a note that says see, we're the toughest people in town, not you. And that really drives the players nuts, because that means they want to get stronger and go out there and beat those guys up. And I'll be the first to tell you, I totally understand that level 1 and 2 D&D characters are quite squishy, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you are not having fun. Just go by what I was saying before with the action economy and the hit points. Don't throw anything at them that you think would really kill them, or if you want to avoid combat altogether, you can. Or another great way is just to have fighting games, like how Knights had tournaments and how there's boxing matches at a carnival or something. You can come up with an encounter at low level that isn't going to kill your players. So just start thinking better as a DM. Now, I'm going to start my Spelljammer campaign that I'm writing, which you can see up here. Actually, you won't see it up there. I'm sorry. That's a link to my Patreon, which if you want to see the me writing this and play testing it, you can be part of my Patreon and you'll get this module for free. I'm going to start at 5th level because I want my players to be movers and shakers in the world already. Not because I'm not afraid to play them at low levels. I don't think that I would kill them, but I really want them to already be established characters. So if that's a reason why you want to have a higher level D&D campaign, or at least not have levels 1 and 2, that's fine. But to say that you should never really start at low levels because you don't have enough abilities or magic, or you just have a hard time as a DM balancing your encounters and all of your world around these characters, I think that you need to do a little bit more homework and a little bit more prep. But this is where I want to hear from you guys in the comments below. Do you think that these points that the author makes are decent points? And do you think the counterpoints that I made make any sense? And I want to hear what you guys think. Where do you guys start your D&D campaigns most? And I thank you all very much for watching. My name is Justin. I'm sorry about this weird green screen room. We're trying to still figure out where all of my filming is going to be for right now until we make a studio. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for watching. Now grab some dice, grab a character sheet, and game on.